Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit our every weakness. We shall reject them. Forward then to independence. To independence now. Tomorrow, the United States of Africa.
It will be wrong of me to leave this mic without saying to Britain and everybody else who care, we do not mourn the death of a colonizer and a murderer who came and killed our people, and she's wearing proudly a stolen coat on her head. We have nothing to do with the Queen. Renaka Spedi, but Bauqua Rubuleli, Slaga Bona, Mara wena o ke le khodu le le bolaileng batho ba rena ba utswa di minerale tsa mo Africa, ba utswa di minerale tsa all over Africa. Today people tweet, hey we mourn the Queen. But when Helen Zille tweeted and said that not everything is bad about colonialism, you all said Helen Zille is a racist. How can she praise colonialism? By mourning and praising the Queen, you are celebrating colonialism. You are not different from Helen Zille. We were not colonized by the land called Britain. We were colonized by the leadership of Britain that killed our people. So we must not be asked to do wrong things here. We are very clear. The Queen does not represent anything good. Britain has got a lot of gold, yet they don't have a single mine of gold. Those are stolen goods. We must talk about reparation. We must talk about the return of the gold. We must talk about the return of the stolen diamond, and not these other side issues which are not important to us. How can you be oppressed for so many years? After liberation, you've got nothing to show that we have been liberated. You have no land, you have got no bank, you've got no mine. The only thing you have is a hatred of other Africans. It was this Queen who gave us surnames, by the way. This Britain, we did not have surnames. We were calling each other the surnames and the addresses. We did not have an address because they move up from year to year according to the season. So today we are given address, we are given borders, we are given surnames because we must be controlled by a certain nation which we must celebrate. We, as black people, everywhere else we are one thing. You said you don't want the people of Zambia, you don't want the people of Zimbabwe, you don't want the people of Swaziland. When we're putting the king of the Zulus, there were Zulus from Zambia, there were Zulus from Zimbabwe, there were Zulus from Malawi. But you are beating up a Malawian and saying we don't want Malawian. You even speak in Zulu that you don't want Malawians. You don't know that person is a Zulu like you who left here during those years to go and settle that side. The coronation of the king should have actually educated all of us that indeed we are one thing, because there is Mpofu in Zimbabwe, there is Mpofu in Eastern Cape, there is Mpofu in Parliament now as we speak, representing public protector. So which Mpofu you don't want? Because all these Mpofus are one thing, they are Mpofus. So we are one thing as the continent, and we must embrace each other and demand the return of our land. PAC, we congratulate you for having held a successful conference, because they don't want black people to meet and resolve their issues peacefully. They showed us thugs there who were pushing gates and all of that so that they can perpetuate a narrative that the PAC is disorganized. You disappointed a lot of enemies of black people. When we meet as black people, we must discuss and resolve our problems ourselves without impressing the enemy. We want the PAC, we want Azapo, we want ATM, we want all of us to come together and make sure that we fight for a historical mission, which is the return of the land. To choose the side of the president is to turn against the weak. Because as a revolutionary, you must always be on the side of the weak. Since she took over as acting public protector, she says we are intimidating her, we are bullying her, we are doing all manner of things against her. We've never done anything to you, my sister. We've asked you to do an honorable thing and release the report. After 30 days, instead of releasing a report as demanded by law, you come and say to us, I'm not ready about the report. The law doesn't say after 30 days you must come and tell us the status of the report. It says release the report. After 30 days, you were supposed to release the parts of the reports which are ready and say to us it is not a complete report, but I will come back to give you the full report, not a status of the report. So you have violated the law and you know that very well. The report must be released with immediate effect. I heard Deputy President saying we want answers. We don't want answers. We want a report. Because if we get answers, we are going to get answers of that big nose only. But the report is going to give us answers of everyone. The police commissioner, the protector himself, the pilot who flew our helicopter into another land without a case number. Every policeman who is involved in these shenanigans of Ramaphosa is supposed to be interviewed by the public protector. The public protector must interview the woman who was tortured in that house of Ramaphosa. If that report comes out without that woman's story being heard, it's not an honest report. There is the people who stole the money. One of them is in prison. The public protector must take a trip to prison to go and interview that guy who's in prison. No stone must be left unturned.